And so I've heard CRMs compared to German cars, which run great, but you need to have a very good mechanic in order to keep them working well. And so the idea is that you want to make sure that you're maintaining them so that they don't become legacy, but you also want to make sure that they are set up correctly. And so then that brings in all these problems of onboarding and having the right skills set amongst users so that they can maintain it in a way and so that there isn't just garbage in, garbage out. And it sounds like Super is really doing some good work in ensuring that things are running well. But I'm interested in this idea of integrations and customization and making sure that these things are maintained. Are there ways that CRMs are improving that? Is that part of the future of CRMs that instead of making onboarding so challenging, right? There's always this sort of ramp up process. If we think of the success of Trailhead, which is Salesforce's certification and badging program, which is a lot of fun. I've got it on my phone. I can't say enough good stuff about it. But I think what it evidences is that you can't just go into Salesforce and just use it, right? You have to understand things. The same thing with HubSpot. Is there any way that CRMs can make things a little bit more user-friendly so that there isn't this huge ramp up, so that users don't come into a legacy CRM and say, oh my God, there's all these things that are broken, and that they don't need, say, a German mechanic to maintain their German cars, that they don't need someone behind the scenes making sure that all the knobs are turned just so that everything works, so that there's not dragons hiding in the glove box.
Yeah, that's a good question. There'll probably be a hot take in this one too. So I think there's part of the answer is picking the right base, platform has a big impact on that. I personally am bought into the idea that HubSpot is an easier to use CRM than Salesforce is, and that it generally gives you a better process out of the box in a way that you could just go in and use it if you're a small business. Now, should you? That's another question. But can you? Yes. So that gets into the next point of should you? And should it be a goal that you should be able to, or go in and just start using the CRM? And I think for resource constrained business, just going in and using the CRM is what you should do. It's better to have something and to better be tracking behavior and actions than not. However, once you actually get to the point where you're having revenue and you're having employees, I do think that making sure that you have everything set up the right way, that you're using it the correct way, is important enough that professional help is often needed. And a lot of that is because if my hypothesis is that the CRM is, or my statement, I don't think it's a hypothesis, my statement is the CRM is the codification of business processes, you do need some help, professional help at a point to be able to actually bring this to your users. Now, should you need continual professional help? Probably not. If you're wanting to make changes to the process all the time and try new things, then yes. But generally, you should be able to set up for a point in time, our process is X, here's how we do it. And there's different ways of going about getting that done. In the HubSpot ecosystem, and the people that we help support are the solution partners. So I do think that they bring a lot of value to the table because they're able to bring their experience in and do all the things that need done for often reasonable costs in the grand scheme of things. And I think that's a good thing. It's good to have that professional help. I don't think that it's going to get less confusing because I don't think it's a technical problem. I don't think it's, and this is where people developers especially, this is one of my pet peeves, is people be like, Salesforce is built so bad and HubSpot is built so bad and they're so confusing. And you even see things like I'll build my own CRM, and you have small CRMs that pop up and whatnot. And I think a lot of people get stuck in the same trap of thinking that it's a technical problem and that someone's just messed up along the way and they can do better. And I don't think it's a technical problem. I think it's a process and people problem at the end of the day, which is not something that is going to become simpler over time. If anything, it'll become more challenging because you have more tools, more integration, and more settings, because the way you solve this problem is you make your platform more extensible by having settings and having custom integration options available to you. HubSpot just released within the last year, released their React platform, where they're basically saying you can write React components to modify the CRM behavior, which I think is a good step for them in terms of front-end integration. And they have more settings around how to do things, right? But all that requires expertise to do. And so you extend your platform capabilities at the cost of needing expertise. And you can remove that to some point, but also people want those features. People want the things that take expertise. And so I don't think it's going away.